up, guys? Welcome to Shay's World. I am your girl, Shay, and we are back talking Deal or No Deal Island. And of course, I have my lovely co host. I
Your
think
boy Malik.
you here.
No, but it's okay.
Oh,
I'm here this time. I'm here this time. There I am.
I don't know. Anyway, we are back. I'm tired, so forgive me, but we're here. We're here. Um, it's not going to be another hour long recap review, I promise.
Well, it wasn't another hour and a half long episode, so
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was a 2 hour episode. So yeah. Um just jumping straight into just overall thoughts of this episode. What was your thoughts? Like,
I thought this was a really good episode. I know this is only episode 2, but so far the stories within each episode, the plots are very concise and very straightforward and to the point, and I can appreciate that, especially considering that this is reality television. So I like that they're able to create a story based off of certain points, and they actually play out. I think that's what happened today in this episode. I thought it was good. I liked it.
I like the episode. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I felt like it went by so fast or I'm not gonna say filler, but I am gonna say filler a little. I feel like this was just an episode to bring in Dr. Will, based honestly,
Mm.
versus, was good. I'm happy about the results and everything that transpired in the episode. Sorry, not sorry. But I don't know. It just felt like something was missing. It was a little anticlimactic for me, a little bit, because
Really?
I don't feel like Dr. Will's presence landed the way they thought it was going to land.
You thought they were going to be like shook,
Yeah, it more so left a couple of people feeling
irritated.
insulted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, "Ugh, these people don't know who he is."
Mm.
It's probably only
But
about
I
4
mean, yeah, I was going to say probably the only ones who know who he is for real is Parvati and David and maybe some of the other gamers. Maybe not even David because he's from Australia,
Mhm. Um. So yeah, we'll just jump right into it.
which they did. To be honest, like I blinked and we was at the
Well,
first
it dropped us
challenge.
right. We literally jumped right back in where the last episode left off with them already fitted out and at the challenge. And so basically, Joe, listen, I gotta get switched freaking hosts. It's a lot of hosts. Okay, so
It's a lot
Joe
of
in this
us.
show. Joe lets them know, like, hey, I have this map. You guys are gonna go out here and go find these cases or whatever. So, like, I think if I'm not mistaken, each person's map had 2 sets of cases, and you knew how much
Mm,
money was in each case.
mm,
Of course, obviously, the higher cases, the higher risk that you were going to have. So, without now, Joe made a statement. He said, if you guys don't come back with high cases, I'm going to shed a tear. That was like the hint. Parvati and Philip caught on to it right away. And do you remember? Help me out here. Do you remember if Joe said anything to them about there being one particular high case that came with a high risk in the jungle? Because it was like they made a
um,
beeline for it.
um, I don't remember. What I do remember is I thought that I might not remember this. This might have just been my assumption, but I thought that that was Parvati and Philip's case that they were supposed to go for. Because when they were looking, well, so they were looking for the case, but Parvati made it sound like made it sound like they could either get the case their case with the money or get immunity with the shed. So because of that, I was like, okay, was this just for Parvati and Philip on their trail? Or was this something that everybody was made aware of? Because
Yeah,
I didn't
because
hear everybody.
anybody could, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it was their case. I think they just
Mm,
went for it because they didn't have it on their
okay,
map. The shed was actually on somebody else's map.
okay.
Um,
I think that part confused. I think that was just the part that confused me, but I also might have missed it because I watched this at work. So
so then, yeah. Um, Needless to say, Parvati and Philip, they literally go straight to it. They weren't looking at a map at all. They just went for it.
they did carpy
Hmm.
the hell out of this deal.
Yes. So yeah, he said it before I wanted him to say it, but they waited to the thing and it says, blah 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 blah, highest case, high reward. You do this, you change the game forever. And Philip's like, "Are we gonna do this?" Parvati's, "Hell yeah, we're gonna do this," and they did.
Carpy the hell
Car
out of
car
this
the
deal.
hell out of that deal. I fell so in love with Philip in this moment. I was already
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, oh, okay, he's got some little one-liners, little something to him. Let me say that. I just
yeah. The
like, okay, I got
I
something.
liked when he was like, "It's the Black Widow and the Blacker Widow." Like, okay, I thought that was funny because I think that he's also noting that he knows, like you said before we even started, he knows who he's sitting next to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's like, "Hey, you're the Black Widow, but just keep in mind, I'm one too."
Sidebar. When I heard him say that, my mouth dropped because earlier that day, Parvati had posted a picture of him and her sitting, and she said the Black Widow and the Blacker Widow. And I was just like, I hope people do not come for her for this. But to know that it's him who said it out of his mouth, I was like, thank God.
Maybe she should
Like
have
I didn't
waited
give
until
a
after the episode aired before she
fuck. Like I didn't
posted.
give a fuck about her saying that.
Right.
But
But
I was just
somebody
like,
would have
ooh,
found that
you know,
offensive,
Philip,
yeah, without
you know,
context.
stupid people out here in this world that just have to make a big stink about
The
everything.
fuzz.
So I was so relieved to hear that it came out of his mouth. So she can shut, if whatever, So, anywho, everybody comes back with their cases. Rock sawed his case. He's cut down a tree limb for his case.
Wait,
Um,
wait, 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 wait. First of all, I'm sorry. We totally skipped over the fact that they chose their own partners. They got to
oh,
choose their own partners.
and David partnered up
Chose
with
little
Sin.
shorty.
Carried him on his back, might I add.
Oh my god. And left Sydney right there looking
Oh, she was
silly.
salty.
Oh my goodness.
And she ended up with Rock.
She did not want Rock. She ended up with Rock. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I remember. I feel like it was something else, but that's all I remember. Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. David was like, "Look, I am not trying to work with you. I'm not trying." And then Shorty over here talking about
I
things
think
that,
I think it's better. I think it's better if we, he kind of put it in a way to where if she got the highest case, he wouldn't be on his hit list. You know what I'm saying? He kind of
hmm
positioned it like it'll be better for both of our games if we split up.
right?
But
He was what Parvati did was his like that's what we're doing.
mhm, for sure. Um, let's
So Rock and Sydney are cutting down their tree,
Yeah, they cut
and
down.
Sydney
They had
sees a
to cut down
scorpion.
theirs. Letty and oh, I had notes earlier.
Oh, MG, Maria Grace.
Letty and MG, they had to stick their hand in mice. So everybody, the things were very random that they had to do now, guys. Some people's cases had rats, some people's cases had another type of animal, and then some people's cases had or some people had to literally, climb, get in the water and go under things and rearrange some things. They were cutting up trees. So there were all different types of things going on. And what I did like about the challenge was they were able to, if they saw each other in the woods, or and in the swamp, they were assisting a little bit. I know
Yeah.
Lily and Storm, is it Storm
Satial
or
and
Snow?
Storm.
Section, and Sectional Storm, they all kind of ended up running into each other and exchanged a little
Mhm.
information or whatever. But Letty and MJ ended up getting the high, getting 1.2. The bottom two couples were Lachelle and CJ. I think it's
And
CJ
Sydney and Rock.
and Sydney and Rock.
I don't. Is it a C something? I thought it was CK, but I think it's C
It's
something.
CK.
I don't
It's
know.
CK. I'm sorry. You're right. You're
CK.
correct. CK. Yeah, CK. So they had the lowest cases. They get back to the no. So boom, everybody's cases. Parvati and Philip naturally get the 1.5 mil case, and of course,
Naturally.
it comes with a a risk.
So
Um,
if they had left that case on its own, then the risk would have never been
put into play.
okay.
Mhm. And
Okay.
I can say that confidently because I watched um, Maria Grace review this episode with Johnny Fairplay, and that was the part I left off on. So I
Mm,
didn't watch much because I made it to class, but um, she said that they told them that if nobody had taken the case, then they would have put Will back. He'd have went on back. So I don't know.
see, that is something believable. When you talk about bringing somebody in, like how traders did Rob on the first episode, and nobody brought him, they all shoot him away. I
Mhm.
don't believe that he's going away. But when you say that they're bringing somebody and the gamers on the island have the ability to bring him in or out, whether they
But they
realize it
don't
or not,
know what
but
they're
they don't
doing.
know it, that's more believable. Saying like if they were to bring Will and then they didn't do it, now you gotta send Will back. That's but because we as a viewer don't even know that Will's coming or on the island or in the mix. So that's how you do a surprise player and bring somebody in my
Yeah,
opinion, as a reality show.
yeah. Um, so Will is here. Will comes in on the boat, gives this horrible speech without a
A dollar,
dollar.
a dollar,
$1.
$1.
Don't
Like
remind
a
us, bro. We know we
like a
suck.
madman on the beach, right? I'm not gonna
Um,
lie, I was eating that up when he came and scolded them. Cause okay, wait a minute.
we were further along by this episode, even by this episode in season one, as far as the final case.
What do you mean?
They have more
Oh,
money.
money wise,
They have
yeah,
more
yeah,
money wise.
absolutely.
More money
I
wise.
mean, shoot, in the first episode they had more money. But it's not really their fault necessarily. Is Odu's fault from the last episode that we have a dollar. If Luke's fault that we have a dollar. It's not really our fault. So while you're over here scolding us, like who you need to be scolding is the man on the couch at home watching us try to actually win some money, sir. Don't
Right.
scold me and tell me I'm doing a bad job because I'm not,
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah, it was kind of like I could see if y'all made it to Temple at the end of the night and they still made a bad deal, then I can see this speech being
Hmm.
necessary and saying, yeah, y'all did right. Y'all need me, blah, blah, blah. That whole arrogance. But to do it before, now that I just listened to you saying, like, well, it's really not our fault, it was Luke's fault, then yeah, this whole.
Speech was like, yeah, it's like,
Mhm.
sir, are you going to join us or not?
It was like for
We
me,
don't
the
need you.
entrance fell flat.
Yeah,
And it was just like they went
I
back to the
actually
dollar.
agree.
You do.
I do. I think I ate up when he did come to the island and he gave them that little scolding, even though it wasn't their fault. Um, However, when he did come back, I'm kind of fasting forward a little bit. When he did come back, he didn't really do anything. So it's like you're making your presence known, but you can't play. You're sitting in the banker, but you're not saying you can't advocate, you can't say nothing. So it's kind of like, well, okay, we've got this big name, this big man, and he's just sitting in the corner waiting till the next episode where he can actually play and actually do things.
Yeah, I
So
was like, I don't understand why it would have. I just guess maybe it would have landed better for me if maybe they took a page out of the trader's handbook and made him immune for the night, but let him go back to the island, let him stir up the pot and cause a little chaos without destroying
yeah,
these people. You know what I'm saying? And then let's see him will and deal his way out of that. You
yeah,
know, he's kind of giving him a semi glance of who these people are, kind of, sort of, just from sitting there. Like he's had time to size them up. I'm sure, even though we don't maybe see a lot of it, I'm sure they do a lot more talking and things of that nature while, during the temple, actual temple. So like he kind of, I feel like he kind of got a little leg up because
yeah,
everybody else have to just come in and meet, and just that you at least got a chance to see them and get a little size up on them before you actually get on the island and have to exchange pleasantries and stuff like that. So I think
yeah,
it just kind of felt a little flat for me. But anywho, he's in the game, and well, not officially, but he's here. um he'll be joining them is what he says, I think. Anywho, they go back to the freaking island, and not a lot really happened on the island outside of CK saying she wanted to play the banker. She don't really trust Seychelle like that. And they had a conversation together, and granted CK was lying to her. She was like, imagine if I was
Seychelles or Sydney.
I'm sorry. CK
Okay,
and Sydney have a conversation. Sydney is transparent that she doesn't want to play the banker. Um, she doesn't want to play the banker. She said, her mind wasn't in it for the banker, but she kind of wanted to make CK promise her, like, if they played the banker and they won, like they could get out rocks.
mm,
Now, Rock's name, people are kind of like, okay for Rocks, but of course we get the CK confessional where she's really thinking about sending Sydney home.
because baby, Sydney is a hot mess right now.
Yes. We get mom and dad, Parvati and David, talking, and she's like, people are throwing Rox's name out there. So wasn't it CK that came over and was talking to her, and she was like, but I know people are thinking Rox, but like, wouldn't Sydney be a good option to keep here? You know, people are still want to get her out, so go ahead
Right,
and give her to somebody else. Which is really the always the mindset of, especially of
a
a survivor
gamer.
player.
Hmm.
If somebody already has a target, people are still gonna want to get that person out the next day. So let me get out somebody else now, because now I just, you know the game.
But CK, well, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. But CK's not. She's where Parvati is a gamer who can, thrive in chaos, or not even just thrive in chaos, who can just live in chaos and be around it. I don't know if CK is necessarily that person because she's not really a gamer.
Hmm.
So this is her first time on a game. She's not really looking to stir the pot or cause drama or be around drama. She's just trying to play the game as honestly as she can. And while that is extremely respectable, unfortunately, that is not how you win the game.
That's not how you win the game. And what I need these regular people to understand when they come on these shows and they sign up for this type of stuff, you still have to make a TV show.
Yeah,
So kind of like, don't not be yourself, be your authentic self, but step it up a few notches, be a
Don't be
little,
afraid to be a little messy,
you know what I'm
of a
saying?
personality.
It's things called camera time. It's a thing called callbacks for other shows without having to audition because you was just a good personality, like you were likable or whatever. You could go villain route, you can go the hero route, but
Or unlikable. I was gonna say because I hate I hate to put unlikable. Yeah, okay, let me rephrase. Or, you could play it how Sydney is playing it, where she is, not necessarily gaining the favor of the audience, but she still got a lot of camera time, and you know for a fact we are going to see her
you're
in
gonna
another show.
remember that she was
Okay,
on the season, even though you're gonna remember that Sydney was on this season.
right.
Um,
So
yeah,
don't be afraid to make a little TV.
please.
Keep the people, keep the right person, or keep the wrong person.
So basically, I mean, honestly, guys, that was it. Like, as far as what was really going on the island. Um,
Yeah, it was
that's why I
very
feel like it was
mild.
missing something. We're already at Temple.
Did Dr. Will not like?
No,
Oh,
no.
yeah, I think that the majority of the episode was the challenge at the temple.
Yeah. It's like, wait,
There was a lot of the
we gotta
challenge in the
talk.
episode.
Things
Yeah.
happen. We gotta pick a target. We gotta lock down some stuff. Like, I got none of that. Whatever. We get to Temple, and Parvati and Philip says that Lachelle and CK will be playing the banker, and they didn't have a very good first round, but it wasn't so bad, but it wasn't so good. They got a six-figure offer. It was in the 100,000.
180 something.
It was like 180K. They turned it down. And then they had their second round. While it wasn't a good round
Good.
either, they still got a decent offer. They got like 200 and
80 something. They
280.
got $100,000 more than their original offer,
Okay, so that was pretty good. And
which confused me.
yeah, like
Only
how
be
you go up. And I think they had got one
we're
of the
still
best
getting high
shows. Is that
cases.
right?
Yeah, the one literally the only other case they had was the 1.2. So I'm like, y'all are getting a good deal, but y'all
It's because
have
the
all
banker's
of
a
these.
woman and it was two women up there. So the banker gotta be a POC because ain't no way. Ain't no way
Okay,
Howie Mandel would have did that. Howie Mandel would have went down.
all the more reason why Sandra is the banker.
I'm starting to lean into your theory. You're almost converted me, okay?
Sandra is the banker. Come on.
um, I'm starting to like that theory. Oh wow.
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I think she is, man. I don't know what it is. I just think it's her.
Okay.
Queen.
Um, hmm. That would be very lovely if Parvati won and then the queen. Well, I mean, so I don't know. I don't know.
It'll be great television.
It would be very good television,
Amazing
especially if
television.
she makes a good deal in the end.
Ooh, ooh. All I'm gonna say is production. You know what must be done. If you did it, and I'm talking to you in the past. So if you haven't done it, then you're wrong.
I mean, the show hasn't aired. I'm just saying, it's never too late to
Oh, it
release the
hasn't
final.
aired.
I mean, like the final episode hasn't aired, so
Is
it's
this happening in real time?
no. But that's
Oh,
what I'm saying is it's never too late to go back in that editing room floor and rearrange some things. Is all I'm. It ain't nothing for y'all to
okay.
set up.
Bring her in right now. Okay.
Like there's all types of
We
technology
need the queen.
things we can it can get done. Anyway, um, so now they have $280,001 in the final.
Yes, they do. And was this a good deal? It was.
It was a good deal.
It was a good deal
Um, because what
because
they
they
had,
had 500.
they had
They
five
had
hundred.
500.
Mm-hmm. If they'd have kept going, they wouldn't have made a good deal.
Yeah.
So at least they knew when
Yeah.
to stop. And I'm glad they weren't trying to just get so greedy. Like, bro, it's still six figures. We still got more game left. This is good. Because really at this point, y'all just averaged 100,000, 100 and what, 140 a night.
Look, you can't do worse than Luke, okay?
You
You
know.
can't do worse.
Uh, Anywho, yeah,
Oh,
that was the episode because
yeah.
he says, Will is entering the game, and Parvati says she's gonna show him back to, what I'm saying, where they're staying. And
Wait, okay.
what?
Wait. You skipped Cindy's elimination.
Oh, so damn, I don't know how I missed this, but we gotta rewind it back.
Whoop.
Uh, Before they took the deal, Miss Sydney decides to. She says, "Can I say something?" She decides to take the floor and
No,
make
you
a
cannot.
game about herself and apologize for her behavior at the last temple. And I am looking at my screen like, is this girl serious? Is she really serious right now? You
When we
don't
say don't be afraid to make television, y'all, this is what we mean.
for sure. Great television. Great television. But
Because
from a
what
game
what
standpoint,
is she doing?
from a
Do
game
you think that she knew though?
she made it so easy for herself. She said in her confessional that she was going in there feeling confident that, you know, she wasn't worried.
She
Where
did.
I
I thought she said that she didn't. I thought she said that she was because she wasn't. After her conversation with CK, I thought that she didn't feel that secure because CK was picking up on how messy she was and how spiraling, was her personality. And I thought that Sydney picked up on that herself and was like, I don't know if she really feeling me like that.
I don't know.
I thought that's why she was like, let me make this speech real quick.
Very well could be. Now what did make me nervous was Rock had a confessional that he was like, I'm going into this temple and I'm not worried. And I was like, surely he's about to get killed. He's about to be, X
Go
out of the
on.
equation because
First thing he says all show, I'm not worried.
so,
I live.
okay.
I live for that. I
You
live for
just know
that.
how production they like to put in clips when people say clips like that, and it's like usually when people say stuff like that, the next thing you know they're gone. This was
Yeah.
a good one. Um, she makes this whole speech. It's eye rolls. It's you know, and then they make the deal. They make a good deal. So because they've made a good deal, somebody has to go home. Can
So
y'all
mind
guess
you, she
who went
said
home?
this right before Lachelle and CK made the deal. So they're over here traumatized, facing the banker. They don't know if they about to go home or not. And little Miss Sunshine is walking up over here talking about, y'all, I am so sorry. Ugh. She not country. That's just me. She like, y'all, I'm so sorry. Like, girl, we're
Can
facing the
I have
banker.
her
Sit
moment?
down.
You could have made that statement after they made their deal. Like, don't interrupt their game. Like, when she said, "Can I say something?" I really thought she was about to say something to them about the deal,
Yeah.
numbers. I was not expecting what happened. I was just like, is this girl for real?
She got up. She said,
You stupid. Oh, you stupid. Anyway,
and walked to that stage. That's funny.
Sydney goes home, guys. Sydney goes home. I'm not upset about it at all. Granted, I think I called it with Rock being like a second person, sent home, but I'm not mad
Rock
about
being the second person sent home.
it. Yeah, I think I said Rock was gonna be like the second boo
Oh,
person sent home if
okay.
somebody made a good deal. Um,
hmm
And it's just because he's so in the background, so it
Yeah,
kind of would be like no hard feelings. Um, so unless it's something going on that we just not, the audience is not seeing. Um,
yeah.
Either way,
I'll tell you what, Parvati was gagged
she was,
when
and she was.
when she was gone. She said,
Mhm.
"So now, do you think that because of that, do you think that she's going to feel some way and go for CK, or do you think she's going to be like, you know what, whatever, I can't change people. It is what it is."
Mm, I don't know. I do think Sydney being there and Dr. Will being there would have been better, because then that's the first target that he would go after, per se. Because she would annoy the shit out of him, and he would probably just be like, no, bye. I can't take it. Uh, so we'll see. Because what's really going to depend, Parvati's safety is going to be upon Parvati, honestly. The only thing that can really
Yeah,
save her is if she always has the top case. From what we've seen in the trailer or preview, per se, Dr. Will ain't doing no running. So I don't know how he's going to fare in the challenges. Um, and if he doesn't do good in the challenges, like, you don't win. Um, if it's the physical, the more running and those type of challenges, let me say that. I'm sure if they're shooting crossbow and arrows and stuff, I'm sure he'll do really good in that. I hope.
I hope.
um, I hope. I mean, he hasn't been out here in a minute, so he's gotten a little. Oh, he's gray.
He is
Gray.
gray. He is fully gray. His skin is gray. His eyes are gray. His hair is
He's a
gray.
vampire.
He
Is
is.
He's a vampire. That's what he looks like. And unfortunately, they can't film these challenges at nighttime when you come alive, sir. There would be a lot of money they would have to spend on lights putting in these damn trees and cameras, and yeah, no. So I don't know how he's gonna do in the daylight.
What with his skin burning, but hey, he gonna make it do what it do.
He gonna make it do what it do, baby. uh Season Deal or No Deal Island season 2, episode 2, guys. I am gonna give this episode a B.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it a B because at
you
least I
know
got
what?
rid of Sexual.
Because what?
At least we got at least I keep trying to get rid of Sexual. I'm sorry. At least we got rid of Sydney. So I'm gonna give it a B because we got rid of Sydney, and it was just missing something, that it factor
Yeah,
for me that
I
I
give it a B plus. I agree that it wasn't a bad episode, but coming off of such a strong premiere, it was just lacking a little bit something. Maybe it was the fact that that was an hour and 30 minutes, and this was just an hour. But I do think that when it came to the challenge island banker sandwich, we got a lot more challenge and a little more banker, but not
yeah,
so much island.
that's
So
true too. That is true. Sorry. Sorry. Uh,
yeah.
all right, guys. Well, that was our season 2 episode 2 recap. Drop down in the comments, let us know if you felt like this was a, if it was missing that pop, you know what I'm saying, that we used to, or if you thought it was a good episode. Either way, drop down in the comments and let us know. Make sure you guys like this video on your way out. If you have not already, you already know what I'm going to say. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell button too while you're at it. It doesn't cost you anything. All right, I'm your girl Shay, guys.
I'm your boy Malik. Girls.
Oh, because I should. Well, I said, well, yeah. Mm.
And for all of them in between and out of.
Hi, guys. We're gonna get out of here. Us girls can go under that umbrella. We are not taking my generalized guys and breaking it down and making it just be guys. That is what we
We're not. No, we're not. I never did
You're not gonna
that.
make me feel bad for not saying gals and women they either.
Not at all. Hey humans.
Everyone, we're gonna get out of here.
Hey everyone.
Right. Like now you make me feel like I gotta change my whole intro. Hey everyone.
uh,
Y'all, we are cutting up. I don't know if I'm gonna let y'all see this or not. Cause we be cutting up. So this is a little peek behind a little curtain a little bit.
okay.
Bye. Peace out.